We're talking about the Hoka Mach X 2, and we're doing a deep dive. Welcome back to the channel. I am Cody with The Shoe with Cody, and today we got ourselves a good one. We are doing our full review of the Hoka Mach X 2. I've had this shoe for a little while, probably very long, but I've been racking the miles up, and I got a lot to say about this shoe. In this video, I'm going to go over the good, the bad, and my verdict. Should you buy the shoe? Yeah, this shoe right here. Now, before I dive into all that goodness, I do have a favor to ask. Hit the like button, smash the subscribe button. You know you want to, cost you absolutely nothing, but it definitely helps the channel. I also want to point out, this shoe was provided to me by Hoka, but they have no say in what I'm going to say in this video or any of my content that I ever make about their gear, shoes, whatever. I do want to point that out. Now, again, hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, sit back, relax, and let's talk about the Mach X2 by Hoka. Because I'm a positive guy, I'm going to talk about the positives of the Hoka Mach X2. I have about maybe 31, 32 miles into the shoe, give or take. The one thing I'm going to talk about is I dig the looks. It's that Miami Dolphins, Miami Vice look. It's just freaking cool. I like it. I'm not a huge fan of black shoes, but this one just kind of works for me. Also, it's very see-through, so I don't know. I'm digging the shoe. This foam is fantastic. I mean, look at that foam. It is just so freaking nice. It feels fantastic underfoot. This does have a plate, and this shoe is fast. I feel fast in this shoe. I've used this for daily miles. I kind of put the distance in a little bit. I'm not training for anything, so I've been going 10, maybe 11 miles on it. Felt fantastic and dropping the hammer. It feels fantastic when I'm going in that 6:30 pace. It just feels really good underfoot. Shoe, good lockdown, no real issues at all. Tongue is paper thin. Shoe is very, very breathable. And again, I just feel like you lock it in. It does a pretty darn good job. Again, this shoe is that kind of like partner to the Rocket X. So you'd be training in this one, racing the Rocket X. And this is kind of do it all, carbon plated. Push the pace for the speed work, and then use the Rocket X2 for race day. And again, I think for speed work, daily miles, I think it does a really good job. I think the foam is really nice. I really enjoy this. I think the update from the 1 to the 2, I think they did a really nice job with this foam. I think it broke in. After one run, it broke in. I feel like the previous version just took way too much time. It was very firm, but after you got it through a handful of miles with the first one, it felt broken in. This one broke in very easy. Again, there's definitely a lot of things to like about this shoe, and the foam to me and the looks are definitely up there. With the good, you do know there has to be some bad. And honestly, for me, the Hoka Mach X2 has one huge kind of flaw. I will say they fixed it in the third one. It has to be this heel. This heel, the first time I ran on this shoe and I dropped all of that information on Instagram and YouTube, it destroyed my heels. I was bleeding so bad on both of them that I like bandaged up, and I had to put the shoe off to the side because I was in marathon training, and I talked to my coach and I was like, I don't want to keep hurting myself. I'm worried. So I put the shoe aside. Once I was done my marathon training, I picked it back up. I had Band-Aids on my legs and thick socks. I'm talking about winter socks. And this was summer-ish time. It wasn't, or maybe it was like October. So it was still pretty hot. And it was fine. It did the job. And then I did a couple runs. And again, I kept having to wear super thick socks. And it was good. Sometimes without the bandage, I did get a little bit more rubbing. But never a huge blister. But I shouldn't have to wear thick socks. I shouldn't have to wear tons of Band-Aids when I get a shoe like this. This is definitely the Achilles heel, no pun intended. It just doesn't work for me. It really just hurt my feet. And for when I do speed work, I want a shoe that knocks it out of the park when I just can get the work done. And I want to be able to take this shoe long distance. I want to take this double digits and have no issues. But I just kept feeling this right here. It's inside. It's a weird seam. It's hard to see. You can kind of see the stitching here. It just ruined the shoe for me. I know, again, I mentioned in the third version, I would drop a picture somewhere up here. They completely fixed it. They realized this was the issue. Because if you get a better heel, this shoe is freaking awesome. The foam, the Piva foam is freaking awesome. The plate they are using, how it's positioned, that rocker, is really nice. The tongue is just a good position. But I can't enjoy all of them because of this heel. So again, I do know Hoka fixed it, but I gotta be honest with y'all. The heel just ruined it for me. That's really the biggest issue I have. It's also $190, which is definitely on that higher end, and I'm gonna call out a lot of shoes for being too high, and especially with this major flaw, $190 is just too much. You heard the good, you heard the bad, now you wanna know my verdict. Should you buy this shoe? And you probably already know this, I'm not gonna recommend this shoe. I know some people had no issues with their heels and nothing at all. For me, it's just a miss. I don't wanna recommend you dropping $190 for a shoe that just didn't work for me. Hoka's had a fantastic year. This one was just a miss for me. Again, the third version, they fixed this heel counter, fixed the heel counter, and I think they got a gem on their hands, but I cannot, with my good conscience, recommend a shoe for $190. Heck, for $120, I couldn't recommend a shoe that just ripped apart my heels. And again, if you wear thick socks, you want to wear Band-Aids, maybe, but I don't think you should have to. If you're dropping that type of cheddar for a shoe, I think you should just be able to rip it out of the box and just let it rip without any issues. Shoes fantastic everywhere else except for this. So again, there you have it. Would I recommend? Probably not. You've heard the good, you've heard the bad, and you've heard my verdict. Now I want to hear from you. Have you tried the Hoka Mach X2? Let me know what you think. Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you run into the same heel counter issue that I did? Drop the comment down below. I appreciate you watching this video. Definitely make sure you hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, and until next time, I'll see y'all out on the run. Thanks for checking out this latest review. Don't forget, hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, and check out some of the other rad content that I've dropped out on the channel.